All right, everybody, welcome to the Casual Sports Talk Podcast, Week 15 Stocks Edition. And now we got a gentleman right over here who's looking at the Lions injury report, seeing who's coming back. Here's Douglas.
Ooh, that was a good one.
I was thinking about trying out for the team. I would play for Dan Campbell.
You go for a brick wall for Dan Campbell?
Yep, I would run through a brick wall. I'm going to start training.
Oh, my God.
I'd say Dan Campbell should be coach of the year, but he's in.
I mean, if they can win the 1 seed with this many injuries, man, I think so.
Yeah, right.
It's like you. I should just give you a broken trophy at this point.
You know, Stuart, I think it had to be this way, because they're going to show their true grittiness. Because we didn't want to just blow teams out with an elite defense and offense. We got to show our grit right now, Stu. That's what Detroit does.
Mm-hmm.
We were meant for this.
We were meant for this one. And now we got a gentleman right over here who realizes that the Browns somehow still Browns themselves. Here's Chris.
I mean, hey, we're without our starting quarterback who no one really wants. And then Deshaun Watson, like you said, sir, keeps browning, keeps throwing interceptions. 3 interceptions on the day. So, yeah, Browns keep browning.
Oh, and also, fun fact. I know we're not talking about the Browns and the Browns are eliminated, but Jameis Winston got benched this week, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, he got benched. Yeah, DTR starting quarterback. He got benched in, I think, the 3rd or 4th quarter. But, yeah, classic Browns. But we're not talking about them. We're talking We're talking about the teams that have not been eliminated. So,
yes, it is crazy that this week I'm the only team that won a game. Everyone else lost.
Meaning the Cowboys won, Lions lost, and the Browns lost. Yeah.
Yep. Woohoo! I feel that good. We beat a crappy Panthers team. Let's go.
All right.
We're going to the Super Bowl. But anyway, gentlemen, we got to have a couple of eulogies this week. Unfortunately, we got to talk about the Carolina Panthers getting eliminated this week. Gentlemen, on preseason, we were not optimistic on the Carolina Panthers. This was the worst team in the NFL. They thought they were going to be trash, garbage, not even interesting. But me and Christopher decided to give them 1 this preseason. Douglas, you were at least nice. You gave them a 2. But they were kind of mid. They were kind of bad. Not god-awful, but still not that great either. But Bryce Young did look a little bit better towards the end. Granted, they got eliminated. So we're going to start with you, Christopher. What is your thoughts on the Carolina?
I mean, like you said, sir, you and I gave them a 1 to begin the season. So that was our outlook on it. Obviously, we were pretty confident with the outlook, but honestly, if you're getting eliminated, this is pretty much the 3rd week of teams being eliminated. Right? Because we had teams eliminated last year, then not last year, but last week, and then 2 weeks ago. So I feel like they finished, Panthers are 3-11. So they didn't finish at a 1. I mean, there's still room to work down. They could get in the top 2 overall picks. But yeah, for being eliminated in technically the 3rd week of teams being eliminated, not too bad. But yeah, I mean, Bryce Young, I've always said Bryce Young, he's 5'11", 6 foot roughly. I don't think he's tall enough to be an NFL quarterback. And yeah, the record correlates. But I mean, the Panthers, they do have a positive outlook. Chuba Hubbard, he's been a beast the last 4 or 5 weeks. But yeah, that's all I have to say.
All right. And Douglas, do you have any thoughts on the Carolina Panthers getting eliminated this week by my Cowboys?
Rough week to go all in on them, Stu. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Why'd you try to go all in?
They made the Cowboys look good, and they made you peep out today that the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl.
Yes, they are.
And for that, I hate them. Okay, Stu. I love them because there was fun games in there. There were some fun pieces, but at the end of the day, you laid an egg. They had played. They said in Red Zone, I think they had played the closest 5-game stretch of any team in the NFL, but they had lost all the games. They lost in overtime to the Buccaneers, I believe. Then they lost to the Chiefs by 3, and they were just in every game. So they figured this would be a better game, and the Cowboys finally put together a decent performance. It was something, but yeah, those are my thoughts. Maybe the future is bright. We'll see. I feel like Bryce Young is kind of still not out of busty territory yet. So
yeah.
We'll We'll see. There's reason for optimism, but there's still lots of concerns.
And it's so interesting because I kind of felt like Bryce Young, I thought at the beginning of the season, was like, man, this trade was awful for them to go to the Bears. This was a bust. Terrible decision. Man, we LOL low at the Panthers, which is kind of funny because this week, actually, the two teams that traded are the two teams that got eliminated this week. I totally forgot about it until now. If you think about it, the Bears also got eliminated. But we'll digress when we get to talk about the Bears. But I feel like for me, first half, bad. Not good. They weren't good. They weren't doing well. But the second half, I feel like there was still some optimism. Maybe some hopium. Maybe Bryce Young is not a bust. He did get close against the Buccaneers. He did get close against the Chiefs. He got close against the Eagles. And that's saying something. I'll give him credit. Maybe they could get some hump and maybe they can get some good players. Maybe we'll see how it goes. But and maybe Bryce Young could be like at least a replacement level okay quarterback at this point.
Stu, are you more of an X's and O's or Jimmy's and Joe's types of guy?
Oh, I'm the Jimmy's and Joe's and X's and O's all the way.
Well, which one?
Yeah, which ones, Stu? It's not both. I'm saying which
yeah, which one?
All right. I'll do Jimmy's and Joe's.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What are Jimmy's and Joe's? What's that?
It's a saying that they've been using in college this year where it's like, it's basically, can you scheme good enough with bad players, or is it more about the players, or is it more about the scheme that the players are in? And like people have mixed opinions. So like if you find the perfect scheme with good players, you're going to obviously be great. But like, can the Lions scheme good enough on defense right now with 13 players out? Is kind of like the theory. Like, can they scheme well enough to make up for their not super talented players?
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be interesting. We'll see how the Panthers. I mean, will the Panthers make the postseason next year? Oh no, they're not making it.
Whoa! We're not talking about next season. We'll podcast.
You never know. Still a free agent here and there, and you never know.
Plus, the Panthers still have a shot to make the top two picks in the draft.
I mean, to be honest with you, I didn't even think that if you told me the Broncos would have a shot at the playoffs at the beginning of the year, we'd be like, what? Next year going to not be good? What? But
if you told me the Commanders, I'd be like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. But so long, Carolina Panthers. Vita, say goodbye. And just as remember, like last year, I will throw 3 beers at a random Jaguars fan, just like the owner did to last year.
Wow, Stu, that's kind of aggressive.
I mean, that's what the owner did last year.
Yeah, but you're not a billionaire, are you?
No, I'm not. Not. And now we have to talk about another eliminated team. The Chicago Bears, unfortunately, just got eliminated this week after a dismal loss. I think they had like 6 losses in a row at one point, if I'm correct. It was like a lot of losses. Like they did not.
They're like 7 in a row or so.
7 in a row. The last time they had
the Hail Mary in Washington destroyed them.
The Jaguars in October 13th for the last time they won a game. Yeah. Like this has been an absolutely abysmal thing. I mean, it's interesting because last season, I mean, the preseason, I was a little bit more skeptical. I was more like, I have no idea how this, Caleb Williams is going to be. I was a little bit like, I don't know. I got to think about it. I mean, I gave him the 4 because I just like, there's a lot of question marks. I have no idea. Christopher.
I put the Bears at a 7 seed in the NFC. Oh, that's terrible.
You actually gave him a 5, actually.
I did give him a 5, but then I had a couple other 5s in the mix.
Yes.
And I was more confident about the Bears. Yeah. Bad decision on my part.
Bad decision on your part. Not as bad as the comment where Douglas said, yeah, the Bears has a great head coach. That aged like spoiled milk. Do you have to defend yourself on that one?
Here's my defense for the day, Stu. Cowboys suck.
How dare you? How dare all of you? You are disappointing me.
What'd you give the Cowboys at the beginning of the year, Stu? Let's talk about that. Defend that. Defend your 7.
They could be a 6.
I mean, I gave the Cowboys a 6 beginning of the year, being them a 5 seed.
I think I did too.
Yeah, I think
That's
we're
not
all
the point.
pretty.
Cowboys underachieved. That's my point.
I'm just saying.
The best defense is a good offense, too, and that's what the Lions are about to do.
We'll see about that. We'll see. I mean, Dave Montgomery is have to go to the hospital for a few, maybe months, weeks, when he's ever going to come back.
Stu, Aiden Hutchinson guarantees he'll be back for the Super Bowl, basically. Not truly, but he's going to be back if they make the Super Bowl. They got to make it for Aiden, man.
Honestly, I think they should just have Aiden Hutchinson sit on that couch, when they have, his little couch in the VIP section. Just put the VIP, just have Aiden Hutchinson, the VIP, in like the end zone, like in that middle end zone right next to Dan Campbell.
They should, man. I think he'll probably be on the sideline of the game here soon. They said he's walking and moving around.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you. But anyway, we're going to talk about the Chicago Bears. So
that's impressive because his leg was destroyed. But yeah, back to the Bears. The Bears.
The Bears. The disappointment. So we'll start with you, Douglas. What was your thoughts on the Chicago Bears season of absolute disappointment?
Well, I mean, it wasn't an absolute disappointment. It started out fun. I think they started 4-2. There's a moment where, like, oh man, maybe we were right. I think we're all kind of saying that they were good, but not because of Caleb Williams. Like, yeah, he is not the reason that they're winning. Bust.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I said at the beginning of the season, Caleb Williams would be a bust. But in all reality, it's his first season. I guess I'll give him benefit down. You can't be a bust your first season.
So did we pull together the stats on those rookie fantasy things?
For the rookies, no. I'll have to do that here in the next couple of weeks before the season is over. How long? Yeah, so I know before the season we all had like a rookie draft. See what kind of rookies what we did pick. Mm. I'll get the fancy numbers together because I know Stuart, you picked Caleb Williams. I know I picked Jane Daniels, and Doug, you said you picked Bo Nix.
No, I picked JJ McCarthy.
Oh, yeah, that was a great pick, right? JJ played
Dude,
so well in the NFL.
I wonder who picked Bo Nix. I got all the rosters downstairs in my living room.
I hope I have Bo Nix as my backup. That'd be elite.
Yeah, right.
I mean, JJ, that was a great pick. I mean, right, Douglas? That did not.
Stu, you just gotta remember he's a national champion. Even if I lose this meaningless fantasy season with him, I'm still honored to have him on my squad.
I'm fine.
What I should have done, I should have started a fantasy football league, just the three of us, and like upload the picks. But I think we're just gonna go over overall fantasy points for each player and see what we do.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I'd be excited to see that.
Yeah,
I mean it would be fun, but unfortunately, for the Chicago Bears, we just had a lot of losses, 7 in a row. That's
no. Increase that by 1. They have 8 losses in a row.
8 losses in a row. Oh my God!
Very possibly soon to be 9.
Like,
who the Bears play next week?
Lions.
The Lions are rolling to town.
Oh yeah, make it 9 in a row. Let's go. Let's say Lions at home. All right.
My God, they went from like maybe making the playoffs to like an absolute collapse. Like it's just they haven't won a game since October 13th. Let's put it this way: they haven't won a game since October 13th against the Jaguars.
Nice. I mean, that's a team you got to beat, the Jaguars.
Yes. I'm glad I gave them a 2. I'm just saying, you thought it was a terrible hot take that I was not giving them the 2. I think they deserve that 2 just for so many losses.
So you gave them a 2 at the beginning of the season?
No. Towards the end, I gave them a 2. And you're
no, what'd you do before the season?
Oh, I gave them a 4.
A 4, okay. Like I said, I gave him a 5. What did Doug give him?
I think I did a 6.
Okay. All right.
I thought, well, we all thought the NFC North was going to be good. It's been fantastic.
Yeah, the NFC North.
It's crazy. I picked the Bears over the Vikings to make the playoffs.
Nobody thought the Vikings were going to be good.
And here come the Vikings. They're creeping up. But hey,
especially after JJ went down, it was kind of like, oh man, they were an afterthought.
Yeah,
good for them, man. What a great season.
What a great season for them. And as always, unfortunately, we have to scream out for the final Yoshi. The disappointment. The Bears.
The Bears.
So, farewell, Chicago Bears. We will see you in February when we'll talk about it in the postseason. And now we got the first game right over here where the LA Rams beat up on the San Francisco 49ers in the battle of the punts and field goal game where there was no touchdowns. And unfortunately, the Rams beat them 12-6, even though I still laugh that the 49ers fans were still booing Sean McVay, even though after they won a game. But it still made me laugh because it's like, oh, you should be booing ownership right now because that man owns you. But anyway, we're going to start out with what my thoughts are on the 49ers.
Yeah, so last week we all gave the 49ers a 4.
This has been a decline of epic proportions right now. They are the same record as the Cowboys.
Oh.
Yeah, it's crazy to think.
No.
Oh, gross.
How dare all of you? You know what? How dare you all? So it's just been a decline of like, man, it kind of stinks because this was supposed to be their all-in year, and this has been kind of like a disappointment / failure / I think they're going to stay. There's a part of me I'm like, next year they're going to be the same as this year. You know what I mean? Mediocre to maybe bad. Like,
Christian McCaffrey will be back.
But there's going to be a lot. Bo Nix ain't going is not Bo Nix.
Yeah, why are we talking about Bo Nix?
Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa is probably not going to be like back. You got a lot of players.
Nick Bosa just signed a huge extension.
Yeah, but still, there's a lot of players that are going to leave 49ers.
Well, why wouldn't he be back? He's on an extension still.
All right, he's on the extension, but there's a lot of play. They went all in on this year, and it's not going to look good.
I think they've signed everybody, though. So, I mean, they'll run it
down. George Kittle back, Josh Purdy, he signed an extension. The 49ers be way better.
Brock Purdy's going to get paid. I'm just saying.
They'll be way better than 6-8 next year. I'll tell you that.
Oh, should we do a $5 bet? The 49ers going to be better than 6-8.
I could put a $5 bet. I don't know if I'll remember that. Yeah, when we get to the end of our conversation, yeah, put a $5 bet for next year that the 49ers have a better record than they do this year. If you want to bet $5.
Oh yeah, easy. That's easy all day.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see how it goes. But anyway, I digress. So for the next 3 games, the 49ers got to play against the Dolphins, the Lions, and the Cardinals. And
49ers have less than 1% chance of making the playoffs.
Yeah.
We gave them a 4 last week. So what do you think, Stu?
I'm contemplating, do I keep them at the 4? Do I keep them at the 3? This is not looking good. But they're not going to get any good draft picks, but they only beat up on bad teams. So I feel like are they worse? I think I had to still keep them at the 4 because I just like thinking, just in the sense of like, I think this is a mid team and not an awful team. Like, I don't think they're like beating up on other teams. And then I'm thinking, like, also I'm trying to contemplate because, like I said, are they worse than the Saints? And my answer is no. No, I think for right now I got to keep them at the 4 for right now.
All right now.
Yeah, so 9 teams have been eliminated from the playoffs. The way that was one of the worst, if not the absolute worst, primetime game this entire season. No touchdowns, 6 field goals, final score 12-6.
Man, that punters were really like they must be hurting their knees after so many kicks.
Yeah, that was a disgusting game to watch all around. So like I said, 9 teams have been eliminated. So at what point are we going to stop giving teams 3s? Like I said, yeah, they have a better record than the Saints. So right now the Saints might be a 3. We'll see. We'll talk about the Saints when we get to that. So yeah, I'll keep the 49ers, man, because a 5 is just missing the playoffs, and there's only a few teams that are just going to.
But they're not a 5.
Oh, they're definitely not a 5. They lost. I'm not going to. I was contemplating moving them from a 4 to a 3. I'll keep them at a 4. I'll keep them at a 4.
All right, Douglas, you're up next. What is your thoughts on the 49ers? At least you saved your money right now, Douglas.
Well, I saved my money, and I'm grateful, but I'm also glad that they lost low-key. Because, like, I didn't want to see them sneak into the playoffs, man. I just really didn't. And, like, they went from, like, a maybe 12% chance with a win down to less than 1% with a loss. So if they would have won this game, man, they were only, like, 1 game behind Seattle. And it's like Seattle has a tough schedule left too, so it's like they still could have backdoored their way in. So like it was nice to just hammer that down. I mean, I agree with Chris. They'll be better next year, no doubt. Like they just have kind of had the injury bug, but I mean, to some extent, I mean, not as bad as the Lions, but in other extents, I mean, they lost Ayuk. Like McCaffrey's been out all season. I think like Bosa missed several weeks there when they were getting blown out. Like they've had a lot of really good players out, and it sucks. So, but I'll give them a 4.
All right, look at that. We have saved Doug's money in the charity of saving Doug's money, even though, granted, you had an absolute collapse on your stock options, apparently.
One of the worst takes.
1920.
Going 10 for that. But oh well.
That was the worst stocks. I'm still going to dog you on that one.
Stu, I had hopes that maybe they would just get on fire. They played some good games. You win some, you lose some.
Yeah, and like Doug said, had they won that game, they'd only be one game back of the division title. But
yeah,
so that they easily could win from a 4 to a 5, possibly a 6. But
you swing and you miss sometimes.
You swing and you miss, and that's always happened. And now this is going to be the interesting story. So the LA Rams, I believe this is the first time in a long time that they're actually. We will discuss the Rams possibly could make the playoffs.
They're not they're division leaders. They've won 3 in a row. Rams are looking pretty hot.
Yeah,
man. Like nobody wants to see them or the Buccaneers, man. Like those teams, the NFC terrifies me in the playoffs right now. So if you have the Rams and the Buccaneers, man, like they're balling out. You have the Eagles, you have the Vikings, the Packers just blew out the Seahawks. Like this whole division is wild, man. But man, oh man, the Rams though, what a game! I enjoyed this game oddly enough. Like I know you guys said it was kind of a snooze fest.
Yeah,
I thought it was kind of like fun. I thought it was fun because the week before the Rams had scored like 44 points.
Yeah,
like
and then they scored 12.
Yeah, and like both teams blew out the other team. So it's kind of one of those games where like it was just fun coming into it with the 49ers and the Rams both coming off of big wins. And then it was just kind of like a fun Thursday night clash. Granted, it wasn't a ton of fireworks, but Cooper Kupp lost people fantasy games for sure.
Yeah.
I think the entire lineup did, besides Kyron Williams, who had like 10 points. They're like Puka Nacua had like 10 or 11 points. Yeah, there's only 3 players in that entire game that had over double digits. Nacua, Williams, and I think Isaiah or whatever the running back for the 49ers was.
Isaiah Pacheco?
No, Gerardo or Guerrero.
Oh,
Pacheco plays for the Chiefs.
Sorry. I'm just thinking about the Chiefs.
All right, so last week we gave the Rams a 5.
And I will tell you this: they would be playing against the Vikings, who they beat by 10 points.
Yeah, they're playing some good ball, man.
So, with you, Christopher, what is your thoughts about what do you think the Rammies?
Let's see. So the Rams, yeah, they'd be playing against. You said the Vikings, yeah. So the Vikings would be the 3 seed. Is that what you're saying? That's what I'm.
The Vikings would be the 5th seed. I'm sorry.
No.
The Vikings would be the 5th seed, and the Rams would be the 4th seed.
Yeah, the Rams would have home field advantage theoretically.
No kidding. Why is the NFL.com telling me it'd be the Buccaneers versus the Rams? That makes no sense.
No, that's not correct.
Yeah, NFL.com is saying Buccaneers versus Rams at the moment.
No,
that can't be right because you can't have the Lions being the 1 seed and the Vikings being the 3 seed.
Yeah,
that makes no sense. All right. So wait, who? I'm gonna have to look up for a different website. Nonetheless, you said who the Rams would be playing?
The Vikings, right now.
That's what. Okay. Oh man, yeah. The Rams. Yeah, put them at a 6 because right now they would be making the playoffs, but they're not gonna. The Vikings are on fire. They're in the division lead. The Rams are, but man, the way the Vikings have been playing, the Vikings might. Hate to say it because we've all been hot on the Lions. Vikings might make it to the 1 seed, but we're talking about the Rams. And the Rams, I don't see that they have it to beat the Vikings.
All right, Douglas.
Yeah, I mean I'm torn, but I mean like Chris said, the Vikings they're both hot, but I mean the Vikings I would take them over the Rams at the moment. Both it'd be a great matchup though. This would probably be one of the better ones. So
that would be a fun matchup, honestly. Vikings versus Rams. I think that would be.
Then we have like Buccaneers, Packers.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what the last one would be. What's the
Commanders at Eagles. Yeah, CBS Sports has a way better understanding than NFL.com. So Vikings in LA, Packers in Tampa Bay, and Commanders in Philadelphia.
Wow, that would be an amazing set of games.
So, what would you give the LA Rams?
6.
6? Wow. It's kind of crazy for me. Okay, am I the crazy one here?
Well, still, I mean, you got to think the Vikings are like literally in a 3-way tie for the 1 seed right now, essentially.
But the Rams did beat them by 10.
That's fair.
At LA Stadium.
You were certainly able to contradict us. I mean,
you're going to give them a 7?
I think this team is going to 7, in my opinion. I think they can beat the Vikings. I think this Rams team looks legit. Granted, I don't know if this team's going to make the Super Bowl, but I honestly think I've been so impressed with the LA Rams. Stafford has been really impressive. I think
current market value, Stuart, they only scored 12 points on no touchdowns, 4 field goals.
Like current market value.
But I mean, the Vikings have one of those games too. Vikings had like a 12-6 game as well, I think.
Let's see. Yeah, that Monday night game. No, 30-12 against the Bears.
No, not this weekend. I'm just saying, like you were just saying. Well, I guess current market value, but the Vikings had like 4 duds in a row. They just got lucky.
I'm just saying.
True.
Vikings lost to the Rams by 10.
Ohio State lost to Michigan, so should Michigan make the playoffs?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well then. Yeah, all right.
How dare all of you disagree? Hey, I always say you can tend to disagree with my opinions, but my opinion's still correct. I'm just saying.
I mean, you have the occasional right one, I suppose.
Occasional. How dare all of you? You are all
I didn't think I stuttered. No.
Damn you all. Damn all of you. I am sorry. I hope. But it is interesting for the Rams. They got to play against the Jets next week. That's an easy win. Cardinals, which the Cardinals have been kind of like collapsing a little bit. And I'm kind of been like, eh. And then the Seahawks. So that's going to be a battle of who. And it's going to depend. It's like the Seahawks got this or are they still like battling it out. So it's not a guarantee. This is a tough.
The Seahawks play Minnesota this week too. They need to win that one to have a chance.
Yeah, so it's going to depend if is the Seahawks still going to be there or no. So
Seahawks, I'm pretty sure that they play the Vikings this week, so I don't think that's an easy win by any means for the Seahawks. Yeah, Seahawks at home against the Vikings. Rams might be running away with the division. We'll see. This is going to be an entertaining week 16 for sure.
Yes. So just like the Rams, we got to ram ourselves out. And now we got the Baltimore Ravens beating up on the New York Giants with Tim Boyle as the quarterback. 35-14. This was an awful game. Very much a decisive game. Not even interested. We'll start with you, Douglas. What is your thoughts about the Baltimore Ravens? Right?
No, the Ravens have a couple of big games left here, man. They could easily do they play the Steelers this weekend? I believe they play the Steelers. And if they win that game, they'd be back in control of the AFC North.
Yeah, they would win against for now. They can play against the Steelers.
Yeah, it's a Saturday game, 4:30. Steelers in Baltimore.
Me and Stu were talking about how we're going to be conflicted this weekend, man.
This is going to be hard. I got to watch NFL games and college football games at the same time.
It's going to be really weird. It's going to be fun, though. I'm excited.
Yeah, this is going to be weird. I'm going to have to flip into all right, got to watch the college football playoff game.
Well, good thing the Buckeyes don't play till 8 p.m., so there'll be no NFL. We're going to focus on the Buckeyes. Hopefully winning
what
at home.
What a great day that'll be, man. That'll be great.
All right.
I'm excited for the Friday Notre Dame Indiana one too, but we'll get to that
Indiana.
We'll get it on a Thursday, gentlemen, because like I said,
I mean, I have such mixed feelings, man, because my heart wants me to put this team at 8. I think them and the Bills are the 2 teams, but I know that I can't do that, Stu. I know that I can't do that.
And they would be playing against the Texans. I would let you know if they wasn't favorite class.
I mean, I'll give them a 7. Like, I think that they'll still end up winning the AFC North. I still think that they're them and Buffalo, but like if Casey gets the 1 seed, man, the AFC is about to be wild.
Yes. I mean, first of all, I'd say steal the century. I'm glad they picked the Baltimore Ravens. I'm just saying, steal the century. Pat me on the back. You just got to bow down to the glory and greatness of the stock options. I'm just saying. Secondly, I think this Baltimore team could probably beat the Texans. Like, I think the Texans
are pretty intense on the Texans, but the Texans are favored against the Chiefs this weekend still.
Yeah, but the Texans also
been 1.5.
Yeah, but the Texans also have been kind of like stumbling. Also, it's kind of like
you keep saying that, but haven't they won like their last 2?
I know they won their last 2, but
they beat the Cowboys by 20+ like 3 weeks ago. You keep saying they're stumbling. That's a false narrative, Mr. Jasper.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about that game. That was not a good game. I cried.
Did the Texans officially make the playoffs yet?
Oh, who made the playoffs?
Have the Texans made the playoffs officially?
I mean, they have not.
Yes,
no.
yes. But we'll get started.
Actually, yeah, you're right. Houston did clinch. They clinched.
Wow, so that means Stu, our bets cancel out this week. Ooh.
Boo.
Wait, what was the bet again?
He was saying that the Colts were going to pass the Texans for the division.
Oh,
yeah.
Then I also bet him on the Panthers Cowboys, and I came on the wrong end of that. So
yeah,
so it evens out.
Each other out. Let's go anyway. But I feel like I digress. I think this Baltimore Ravens team can beat the Texans. I think they can win the playoff game. I think this team is doing a lot better. Like I said, they defeated a Giants team that's trash. So just because of that, I'm going to put in a 7. I don't feel comfortable putting it at the 8 yet. Because like I said, they did have some couple clunker losses that I'm just like, like, no. But Lamar Jackson, I think he can beat on some Bryce Young. And also CJ Stroud.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I mean, we all gave the Ravens a 6 last week. Man, Lamar Jackson, don't talk down on him. He had 5 touchdowns this week, which is impressive when you have the second leading rusher in the league in Derrick Henry, who hasn't scored a touchdown in the last 2 weeks. Yeah, they killed the Giants. Easy 7. I don't want to talk down on CJ Stroud because he's an Ohio State product, but I will talk down on him. As Doug mentioned, he's really high on the Ravens. Ravens and Bills might be the top 2 in his mind. So I would definitely see the Ravens beating the Texans in Houston come playoffs. So the playoffs are today. So easy 7 for the Ravens.
And I just got to say, I just got the steal of the century, baby. I'm going to get some money off of this. Woohoo! I mean, out that maybe.
Very nice, dude.
Douglas is filed for bankruptcy.
Yeah, I mean, I think.
Sure. I still have the Bengals. I put 9 stock options for the Bengals. We're going to talk about them eventually, so watch out.
All right.
Don't get too confident about this.
I might, honestly, gentlemen, I might respectfully bow to the competition today.
Anyway, but we got another game that I got to talk about. My Cowboys beating up on those Carolina Panthers, 30-14. My God, I just can't believe it. Cooper Rush is looking good. Got some touchdowns. Panthers made us Cowboys back to the 90s Cowboys.
What do you think? Do we have
Sir, let's not go too confident, dude. We gave the Cowboys a 3 last week.
Dude, literally, and I kid you not, on the phone before this, he was like, he was joking about the Cowboys making the Super Bowl. And I'm like, Stu, you really believe this? And he doubled down on it.
Yes.
It was going to be a big troll day. But Stu, is there a QB controversy? Does Dak still have his job, Stu?
No, Dak is still going to have his job. It's just Cooper Rush is coming back. I mean, it would be hilarious.
Stop talking about the Cowboys making the playoffs. They have less than a 1% chance of making the playoffs. Let's be realistic, not biased.
Funny if they did make the postseason. If LOL they made the postseason. Everyone else collapsed.
Who do you guys play? Do you guys play the Buccaneers this week?
Yeah. This week, unfortunately for the Cowboys.
Unfortunately, I like that word, Stu. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a great word for this situation.
Yeah.
How dare you?
It's a Sunday night at home in Dallas against the Buccaneers.
Yeah,
that'll be fun.
And then we got to play against
Baker.
And then we got to play against the Eagles.
Oh, is he going to plant the flag in the star?
No, it's in Philly. So we're gonna put the star on top of all the Philly cheesesteaks right? And the Eagles
No, we're talking about Baker Mayfield playing the flag in the Star on Sunday night.
No, he's not gonna
at AT&T Stadium still.
He's not gonna plant the Stars.
Oh, that'll be so fun! Wow, he gets to go back to Texas, dude. Yeah, that's the perfect spot for Baker to plant that flag.
No,
after the Longhorns disrespected his Baker Mayfield jersey, Stu. Yes. He has to.
I'm sorry. How dare you?
All right, so we gave the Cowboys a 3 last week. Sir, where are you putting the Cowboys?
I think, honestly, I'm probably going to put them in the 4. Just because they're in the mid spot right now. Do I think they're going to make the postseason? Probably not.
Probably not.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
I mean, my rational brain is like, okay, there could be. But.
So there really couldn't be. I mean, it's like 1%. And they play one of the better teams in the league.
But then
they play the Eagles. They play 3 playoff teams left, Stu. Like they play 3 legitimate playoff teams left. And they have to win all 3 to have a 1% chance of making
it. Buccaneers, Eagles, Commanders.
Like you guys have been playing cupcakes, bro. You're like, wow, we beat up on the Giants and the.
Yeah, maybe it was the Jaguars, Browns, and the Jets, maybe. But
we beat the Steelers at one point. Does that say
they're back?
The boys. All right, I'm gonna agree with you because we gave the 49ers, who have the same record, a 4. So Cowboys won. We gave them a 3 last week. They deserve an upgrade here with a 4. So yeah.
I'll end it early. I'll give them a 4 as well.
Yeah.
I just hate that they have to not be eliminated yet, so we still have to hear this nonsense.
Yeah.
Next week they'll be eliminated when they play the Sunday night Buccaneers.
Let's go, Baker.
Let's go, Baker.
No, Baker ain't gonna do nothing. I'm on board.
You're right, Stu. Did you want to bet on that game, Stu? We can make that our wager of the week this week.
Yes, sir. I would take the Buccaneers too because I'm a former Baker Mayfield fan. Actually, I'm a current Baker Mayfield fan too because he played with the Browns.
Browns.
Oh, sir, you have a lot to think about here in the next 40 minutes when we get to our wagers of the week.
All right. How about a $1? $1 bet.
We'll see, Stu. We'll see.
I'm sorry.
I might lose confidence in them.
I'm sorry. In this economy, I got to save up on my betting money on other things.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bad bet, Stu. I understand.
Yeah,
maybe we can double it. Maybe we can do a parlay, Stu, and we'll include. I'll take Tennessee, and you can have the Buckeyes, and we'll make it interesting.
Ooh.
You can have the Buckeyes at home, Stu. I'll give you a favorable matchup, and I'll take a favorable matchup.
All right. But how funny would it be if the Cowboys did beat the Buccaneers?
That'd be cool, Stu. Like they could do it. I mean,
it wouldn't be helpful for the Buccaneers because Buccaneers are hanging on to a 1-game lead in that NFC South.
My God.
Well, yeah, not having the head-to-head over the Falcons is really tough.
That's right. Yeah, we talked about 2 weeks about how the Falcons are up 2-0 on or they swept the season series against the Buccaneers.
It would be such a bummer to see the Falcons make it over
especially the way the Buccaneers play on Monday night. But we're going to talk about that a little bit because those Falcons played. That game irked me. But hey, what game are we talking about now, Stu?
Yeah, Stu.
Oh, yes. We got to talk about the controversial game that happened of the week. The Washington Commanders did beat the New Orleans Saints 2019. Did you hear about
wasn't there some sort of game clock
mess
up with the referees?
Yeah. So the controversy, what happened in this game was the Saints passed it all the way to the goal line, and they should have started the clock, but they didn't start the clock until 4 seconds later. And because of that, the Saints scored a touchdown. They snapped the ball. They scored a touchdown.
So what? The clock should have ran out?
The clock should have ran out, and the Saints.
But the Saints ended up losing anyways, so that was their
luckily, the Saints, they went for 2, and then they blew it. So
when they should have went for 1, that would have been a bigger controversy. You had a game going to overtime.
Yeah, so unfortunately, that was the big controversy of the week right now. A bad ref ball, apparently.
Yeah, that's
See, I don't feel as bad like a controversial call like that when the game ends how it should have ended with a loss for the Saints. Now, like I said, if the Saints would have tied it or successfully completed that 2-point conversion and won the game, yeah, that would have been a big mishap. But the way the game ended, I don't feel bad. But well, we all gave the Saints 3 last week.
Yeah. So what do you think?
And they have the worst record amongst the teams that are still potentially playoff contenders, playoff bound, whatever you want to call it.
And they're holding on to their chinny chin. Basically, it's not looking good.
Oh, am I up here, Stu? Yeah, I'll gladly give them a 3. They lost the game. We gave them a 3 last week. Kamara hasn't scored in, I think I read the other week, he hasn't scored in 8 weeks. Like I say, week after week, he hasn't scored a touchdown since he signed that contract extension. The Saints have a new coach. They have a new quarterback. They deserve to lose that game. Well, I mean, you're going against the Commanders, who are high in the NFC East. So, yeah, easy 3 for the Saints, unfortunately. Thought the Saints might do a little bit better this year. Actually, no, I didn't, but it's all right. I did not have them making close to the playoffs. Actually, now I'm looking at it.
At least the Super Bowl's in New Orleans this year, so maybe they can get tickets to watch or something.
Yes.
Hey, they can always go and watch. Like I said, they can go to the Super Bowl. They just have to pay a couple bucks to get.
It's just not as free. They don't get as many perks, but they can still go.
They're just like, hey, Saints players, go to that corner right over there. That's where that's the closest.
Oh man, still, I can't wait to see Aiden Hutchinson in New Orleans on February 9th.
Hoist up Lombardi.
Hoist up the Lombardi.
Oh my God!
While you're not even in the same country, Doug, let's go.
Exactly, it's going to be amazing.
Oh yeah, you're going to be out of the country.
Away from New Orleans as I could.
yeah, you're going to be out of the country, right, Douglas?
He'll be in Canada.
We'll be in Vancouver.
Oh, that'd be so much fun. Anyway,
we're going to go ski. It's going to be a hoot and a holler.
Anyway, gentlemen, Douglas, what is your thoughts about the New Orleans Saints and this loss that the football gods let them do it?
I mean, I feel like we should have been doing a eulogy, so I'll keep it short. Just throw down a 3. Interesting controversy. Glad it didn't work out for them.
Yes. I'm glad it didn't work out for them. Thank God for the Saints' incompetence, because I think it would have been so much frustration and just anger. Just thank God. The NFL, thank you, script writers, for not letting the Saints score 2 extra points on that one because of your incompetence. But, I mean, granted, this team does not look good. They're a 3. They're kind of in the mid. They're I'm just going to say it. I think next week we're going to have their eulogy coming up soon.
Yeah, they play the Packers on Monday night in Green Bay at Lambeau.
Yeah.
Upset alert. Let's go screw those Packers.
The Saints are not going to beat the Packers in Green Bay. I'm just saying. There's no hope. There's no way on God's green earth.
They beat the Cowboys.
But that was week 2, damn it. I don't even think the Saints could beat the Cowboys now.
No, it'd be a good game.
I think it would be a close game, actually, but I think the Cowboys could win that one.
Yeah, it could be an all right game.
How dare I?
Well, Stu, if your logic was that the Rams would beat the Vikings still just because of head-to-head result, we can't possibly go against the head-to-head result, can we?
No.
Are you going to Penn State me right now, Stu?
I'm going to Penn State you right now.
You say the head-to-head doesn't matter? Don't do me like that.
Head-to-head don't matter no more. No.
Aye.
Got it.
You lost Big Ten champ with the head-to-head doesn't get in. Unfreaking believable.
Nope. But anyway.
I'm glad they expanded the playoffs, Stu. Penn State finally made it.
Yay. But anyway, we got to talk about these Washington Commanders right now, Douglas, where they did win, even though it was a controversially for the Saints. But like I said, they did win. They did stop that 2-point conversion. 2019, it was an ugly win.
Yeah. I mean, this team, as weeks go on, they just look more like a 6. Yeah. I mean, they kind of control their own destiny here. They should make the playoffs, but they're not really scaring anybody at the moment. I mean, you probably should have lost to a pretty bad Saints team. They started off the season hot, but they really haven't looked dominant or solid in weeks. And so they should make it. It'd be fun if Jaden Daniels could get an upset, but
yeah, it would be. But like I said, I just feel like that the Commanders have been kind of more in that mid, and they're barely close. Like I said, they are 1 point against ahead of the Seahawks right now. And as of right now, they got to play against Eagles next week. That's going to be a tough one. Falcon. I mean, that's an easy one. I think the Falcons are basically kind of trash.
Well, remember the Seahawks should lose next week because they're playing. Aren't they playing the?
I think we get Minnesota, but at home.
Yeah.
So
and
like,
then they're 2 games ahead of the Falcons.
Wait a minute. They're gonna lose at home. Commanders are gonna lose.
Who are the Commanders playing next week?
Eagles.
Oh,
Cowboys
okay,
are going to lose.
we have an interesting.
The Cowboys are about to get hosed by Baker Mayfield.
Oh my no!
Don't even have this conversation, Stu.
No. They're all gonna lose, and the Cowboys are gonna win, and then they're gonna win another game.
Stu, I would love that because if like the Eagles end up with a 2 seed, then you can like have your hopes to sneak into the playoffs just to get thrashed by Saquon Barkley.
No, we're not getting thrashed by Saquon.
Yes, dude. He probably put up about 320 yards, 4 tutties.
How dare you?
Yeah, Saquon hasn't scored in 2 weeks, so he's due up.
It's not going to happen. It's not.
Exactly, because the Cowboys won't make the playoffs, dude. Jeez Louise.
We're gonna have an upset.
Sure, this is not the Cowboys 2-hour session. This is talking about where the.
All right, I'm gonna give the Commanders the 6. I don't think they can beat the Eagles. Let's be honest. They're in that barely. They're holding on with a chin right now. I mean, they've kind of been like an okay replacement level. Maybe make the playoff team at this point. Jane Daniels been an okay quarterback, but not elite. But that's how I feel about the Commanders. And now it's your turn, Christopher. What are your thoughts about the Washington Commanders?
Yeah, we all had the Commanders at a 6 last week. Keep them right there, even though they won controversially. They won't. They're going to play the Eagles right now. If the playoffs started today. Keep them at a 6. Jane Daniels had a pretty good game though. 2 touchdowns, 230 yards. Well, 226, but yeah, they won't be able to beat the Eagles if the playoffs started today.
Yeah,
short and simple.
Short and simple. And speaking of teams that are short and simple, right here, the Bengals did beat the Tennessee Titans 37-27. So I will go first. And how do I feel about the Cincinnati Bengals, who have now won 2 games in a row right now against tough opponents like the Cowboys and the Texans?
We all gave the Bengals a 4 last week, and right now they're 2 games out of the wild card hunt.
They're in that barely right now. I mean, they're 2. That's a good question.
Unfortunately for them, the Chargers end their season against the Patriots and the Raiders. So it's like, realistically, I don't know that anybody can catch the Chargers just with that ending schedule.
And they got a lot of tough games. They got to play against the Brownies. I mean, that's an easy game.
That's not a tough game because we're starting DTR, Darius Thompson-Robinson.
Oh, yeah, that's a guarantee.
He drafted out of UCLA 2 years ago. And in his career, in the last 2 seasons, he's 1 for 7, which means he's thrown 1 touchdown and 7 interceptions. So don't expect this Browns-Bengals game to be anywhere close. It's in Cincinnati.
You're going to get blown out at this point. The Brownies are just going to be like, God. So I'm going to say the Browns, not the Browns, Bengals. I think they're probably in that 5. Am I crazy? Because like I said, everyone else is in the tide. I know they're barely they're holding on for dear life. They're just trying to like swarm in and try to get there. But I feel like they could sneak in. They got an easy Browns.
Dude, what is it with you and these pipe dreams, dog?
Why you gotta be hating on
the
my
Cowboys and the Bengals are not making the playoffs, okay?
They could, darn it.
They're literally, Stu, they're 10th right now in the division.
But I feel, so we put the Cowboys at a 4. I think the Bengals have a better chance of making the playoffs than the Cowboys. But the Cowboys, how might I want to phrase this? The Bengals will just barely miss the playoffs, and the Cowboys will not come. They'll come close, but not as close as the Bengals to making the playoffs.
How dare you? How dare you?
It's not how dare I. It's the truth, Stu. It's the facts.
The fact is,
well, unfortunately, let me read this.
But here's the thing: the Bengals do have a hard schedule. It should be an easy win at home against the Browns.
But they lose the tiebreakers to both Cincinnati and Miami, or to Indianapolis and Miami, and they're 2 games behind a Chargers team that ends the season against the Raiders. And who else I said? Against the Raiders and like the Patriots. It's like all the Chargers need to do is like win one game out of like 3 duds.
So
yeah, I mean, I'll give the Bengals a 5. It's just because there's only and here's what I'm saying about that is because I like what Doug's saying about tiebreakers, but there's only 3 teams left that in the AFC that are in somewhat a close spot to possibly make the playoffs, and I don't think any of the teams, and those teams are Colts, Dolphins, Bengals. None of those teams are going to make the playoffs. So those teams are just going to barely miss the playoffs. And what we've done from day one when we started this podcast, a 5 is just missing the playoffs. I think the Bengals are just going to barely miss the playoffs. So, yeah, 5 for the Bengals.
all right. And now it's time for your turn, Douglas. What is your thoughts about the Cincinnati Bengals?
I mean, you beat the Titans. Like, I'm not impressed.
You beat a tough opponent, the Tennessee Titans, by Will Levis by 10 points.
Like the defense is just bad. Like I got to keep them at a 4. Like I don't see it.
You don't see it?
I mean, they have to make the playoffs. It'd be almost impossible. If they do, it'd be cool. But like, I just don't think that they're kind of more like that football hellish to me, where it's like the defense is so terrible.
Do you think so? Out of these 3 teams, Colts, Dolphins, Bengals, which of those 3 teams is going to finish better than each of the other? Well, which is the better team?
I think it'll go Dolphins, Bengals, Colts.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So
I mean, the Dolphins would be more close to a 5 to me, but like I don't even know if I'll give them a 5 though. It's like they realistically aren't making the playoffs.
How dare? But that
I don't think any of those 3 teams are going to make the playoffs.
But it is close, so it's like one of them. I don't know. Maybe the Bengals are 5, but
I just think the Bengals are 5, and I'm not trying to push it on anyone. I just think the Bengals are a better team than the Cowboys. We give the Cowboys a 4. I think the Bengals would beat the Cowboys right now. They would beat we gave the 49ers a 4.
We could have beat the Cowboys. I mean, the Cowboys could have beaten the Bengals.
Okay, so
they probably should have. Yeah.
We should have. If one player didn't touch the ball.
Can you imagine how close you'd be to the playoffs if that game was flipped?
Oh, my God. I would honestly be like, the hopium would be at 11 right now. I would be like 10.
I mean, that would have been like 4 or 5 games in a row. So, like,
I would have said hopium. We're guaranteed some.
Oh, Stu, what if that's the only reason you guys missed the playoffs? How mad would you be?
Not happy. I would not be happy.
Oh, that's a really descriptive answer. Thank you.
Yeah.
How dare you all? Damn all of you. Damn every single one of you. And now we got the Kansas City Chiefs beating up on the Brownies almost decisively, but it was not that close of a game, let's be honest. So we'll start with you, Christopher, because you love the Kansas City Chiefs beating up on the Browns. And fun fact this week, the Chiefs have scored and was ahead the most points out of any other team in the NFL right now was against the Browns.
Wait, what do you mean? They were up by 14? Was that the highest point margin of any game?
Yes.
No. I mean, look at the Ravens and the Giants. The Ravens won by 21.
I mean, okay. I'm just saying for the Chiefs season, this is the highest.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Oh, I see what you mean by because
wow, that's really impressive. 14 points against a 3-11 team.
A team that's 13-1. I've always said this: the Chiefs, for a team that's 13-1 or a team that's only had 1 win, they should be blowing teams out. Besides this week, before this week happened, like the Lions were. The Lions were a one-loss team this entire season, and they're blowing teams out. Chiefs, like I always say, a win is a win. I don't think it was a pretty win, but a win is a win. We gave the Chiefs an 8. We all agreed on an 8 last week. They're not moving up. Yeah, no, just because you beat the Browns with a backup quarterback, meaning Jameis Winston, and then we put in DTR, a third-string quarterback, in the fourth quarter. Unfortunately, we injured Patrick Mahomes. He might be back next week. He most likely will be back next week. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but Carson Wentz could help them out. Just saying.
Yeah, so I'm going to keep the Chiefs at an 8. That was not an impressive win by any means. If they were true dynasty, if it was Tom Brady right there, that game probably would have been like 35-7 or 35-0. but it's Patrick Mahomes. It's the Chiefs. Yeah, keep them at an 8.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, same for me. I mean, I honestly think that they're the 3rd or 4th best team in the AFC, but like they win, so like I guess I really don't have anything to prove to my theory until they hopefully lose in the playoffs badly and maybe choke away this 1 seed to the Bills down the stretch.
I know, and this will be interesting. And I should say this since Patrick Mahomes is hurt. I think was it just an ankle sprain or something like that for a week? He could be back.
Yeah, it wasn't anything crazy. I mean, yeah, they sat him out, but he'll be back next week.
Yeah, it's 50.
Yeah, they're gonna make this a bigger deal than this. He's gonna play, and they're gonna be like, "Oh my God, he's the best. He played on
comes back.
Like, there's a thing for the 49ers.
He had a hard shoulder one time against the Eagles a couple of years ago, and he still won the Super Bowl.
And then the referees are going to help him win at home against the Houston Texans. Oh, because the Texans are playoff bound. Yeah, man,
these NFL scriptwriters are like, we need to get.
But hey, Doug did mention, and we all know it. Texans are 1.5 point favorites. I would love to see the Texans win that game, but since the Chiefs are underdogs at home, yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. When you know what, I'm keeping them the 8. They're looking good. Patty Mahomes, granted he's hurt. I feel like if he's out for the year, then I would totally lower this down. He could come back next week. If they do not, that's fine. They got one more. Basically, they have to have one more extra loss and the Bills to win one more to then for the Kansas City Chiefs to basically be bumped down to not getting that bye right now. So I feel like for right now,
Bills have to lose 2 more. No, I'm sorry, the Chiefs have to lose 2 more. I think Chiefs are running away with the
but doesn't the Bills have the tiebreaker because they beat the Chiefs?
Yeah, so I mean, if they lose this game and then they play in Pittsburgh the following Wednesday, they have a Wednesday night. They have a Wednesday Christmas game on a short week. So if Mahomes somehow misses both, could you imagine?
Yeah,
choke away the 1 seed to Josh Allen.
Let's go MVP Josh Allen.
MVP. More like LVP. Just saying, gentlemen. But now we got another game that we will have to discuss right over here when it was the Miami Dolphins losing to the Houston Texans. I believe it was 12-20. So we'll start with.
Wait, Stu, I thought the Texans were choking.
No.
No. All right, short little answer there. we all gave the Dolphins.
They just clinched their division with 3 weeks to go, and you said they were going to blow it. I want an apology.
No apologies. My opinion is still right. They're still going to get blown out in the postseason. So we'll start with you, Christopher. And also, we should let you know that the Texans have officially clinched their division. And no matter what, they will be having a home playoff game as of right now in the land of Houston.
So the Lions haven't even clinched their division yet. That's how good the Texans are.
And also maybe because the NFC.
All right, Dolphins. I agree with what Doug said earlier because looking at the remaining schedule, 49ers, Browns, Jets. Even though the Browns and the Jets games for the Dolphins are both away games, I think the Dolphins could take care of that. They should go 3-0, if not 2-1 in their final 3 games. They lost. We all gave the Dolphins a 5 last week. I'm going to keep them at a 5 because I agree with what Doug said. With the remaining 3 teams, Colts, Dolphins, Bengals, I think the Dolphins might finish best of those 3 teams, but still missing the playoffs. So 5 for the Dolphins. I mean, that was a bad game for the Dolphins.
It is.
Well, they had, 4 field goals? They didn't even score a touchdown. Let's see here. No. They did have a touchdown, Johnny Smith, at the end of the game, but missed a 2-point conversion.
It's weird seeing Tyreek Hill not really do anything.
Yeah, I think he only has 3 touchdowns this entire season.
Yeah, he's still not doing anything. He went from almost a 2,000-yard season to really not a factor.
So you're telling me the Chiefs are not missing Tyreek Hill right now?
I mean, oh my gosh, that cat scared me.
I feel like the Chiefs might be missing Tyreek Hill because the Chiefs' wide receiving game isn't really doing much, and the Chiefs aren't blowing out teams, so they might be missing Tyreek Hill. I feel like the Chiefs would be a lot more fun to watch and a lot better of a team. I know they're 13-1, but they'd be better if they were to have Tyreek Hill still.
My God, the cat is just like, no, we must get in here, Dolphins. The Dolphins are a lot better.
All right, well, I'm going to let Lizzie, and I'll give him a 5. I'll be right back.
Short and simple.
Yes, my God. We're going to give 5 cats to them. And I feel like for me, the Dolphins, I think they do have an easier schedule to get in here. I mean, granted, I think they'll probably be 3-0. They got the 49ers next, which I think the 49ers could. It's probably going to lose the Dolphins.
Yeah, that's going to be a game, but I feel like the Dolphins should win that game, but we'll see.
I think the Dolphins are going to beat the 49ers. I think the Dolphins are going to beat the Browns, even though it's freaking winter. But let's be honest. You're a tire fire right now. And then the Dolphins got to play against the Jets. So it's 3 easy wins. I think for me, it's definitely a 5. But like I said, that is a tough road ahead. I don't know if they will make the postseason because it's like even if they go 3-0, they got to hope that like the Broncos just collapse at this point.
Unless that game is a snow game in Cleveland, Dolphins going to win that game.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Hands down.
Hands down.
Hands down on that one. And
so we got the Texans, who we all gave a 6 last week.
Which, and I guess I'll go first right now since I am the biggest Texan hater right now. I'm just saying, I feel like this. So they beat the Dolphins. That is the one good thing. Congratulations. I'll give you credit. Yay. You actually beat a mediocre Dolphins team. Yay.
I mean, CJ Stroud, he played well. He had 2 touchdowns, but what does it really show?
Yes. And
it shows that they can beat a playoff contender, the Miami Dolphins. So not bad.
And also because of this win, they will be making the postseason and they will have a home game as of right now. Yeah. So I think for right now, they got a tough couple 3 weeks games. They got to play against the Chiefs, then the Ravens, and then they got an easy game against the Titans.
Well, good news, too. It sounds like it doesn't matter for them.
Yeah. Now, I mean, I will say this. If you're the Texans right now, do you put your B squad in at this point?
Not this week. You want to beat the Chiefs for pride and show your team that you can.
All right. I'm just saying. You're going to make the postseason. You're going to have a home game. What's the difference between the 3rd seed and the 4th seed? Not really that much.
Who you play? I mean, would you rather play the Broncos or would you rather play the Ravens?
Oh, God.
Yeah, so it matters on winning a game.
Too. To me, it doesn't matter, Stu.
Totally. Okay.
Would you rather play the reigning MVP or a rookie?
All right, fine. I didn't know this is.
I thought you were always right, dog. That was.
I'm still right, dog.
Your opinion is wrong here.
Yeah, Stu.
I didn't know this is the podcast called Let's Troll and Stu on the podcast today.
We should rename this.
No, it's not. It's not. We're not trolling. We're just stating.
Yeah, sorry, we disagree with your flawed logic, Stu.
We're stating things that are pretty much factual. They're not going to have their B squad on.
It in fact changes the entire team that you play if you have a different seed.
It's just the Texans. They're a 6. Darn it.
I mean, yeah, because we gave the Ravens a 7, and that's who the Texans will be playing. And yeah, if the Texans don't come out firing or try to beat the Chiefs, I think the game is in Kansas City, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, Texans want to win this game, but man, yeah, if they lose, they're going to continue.
It's really hard to envision them winning, even though they're the favorites.
I honestly could. I mean, I honestly feel like Carson Wentz will somehow like bring back prime Carson Wentz, and then they beat the Texans, and I'm just like.
Stu, maybe he'll play himself into the quarterback of the Cowboys for next season.
Yeah. Give the Texans a 6 because, like we said, they're playing the Chiefs and then the Ravens, which that's a playoff matchup right there. Preview, and then what they're playing I don't know who they're playing.
They got to play against the Titans as our last game.
So okay. So yeah, I don't see the Texans winning 2 out of those 3 games. If they do, that's impressive. But yeah, 6 for the Texans. They're going to be a 4 seed going in the playoffs.
All right. And Douglas,
short and simple. I'll also give them a 6.
Wow. You were just like canning those 6s out like, oh, this is easy. This is like, 6. Meh.
Yeah, I don't know that I would like them to beat the Broncos or the Ravens. So it's like either matchup, I don't. Because the Broncos they look great, and then I feel like it's a coin flip, and then I don't think they'll beat the Ravens. So
yeah, that's always the fun part about this one. And now, I guess I can't have nice things right now because the Indianapolis Colts decided that they're not really that great against the Denver Broncos, losing to them 13-31. Oh my God, they lost by 18 points. I believe 17 points.
Jonathan Taylor sold this game. Unbelievable. He sold fantasy managers all over the country still. Dropping that ball before you cross the goal line.
Wait, did that happen?
Yeah, he had a 90-yard touchdown, but he dropped the ball before he crossed the goal line.
So do you give the ball to the Broncos?
Yeah, it was a huge moment in the game. I think they were in the lead at the time too.
Yeah.
Oh,
I will say we must stop and talk about, we have a PSA. Gentlemen, I know I'm not good at football. And you're probably not. We're probably not going to make the NFL.
I'd say that's pretty confidently.
Yeah, I wasn't really trying out, but yeah, you're right, Stu.
But for God's sakes, hold that football like it's a baby until you get past that goal line. Why are you dropping it? Please, for God's sakes, stop it. It's not cute. It's not. I would hold that thing like a baby. I will hold that like this is the baby Jesus right now, and I'm taking it to the goal line right now.
Heck yeah, Stu.
Holding baby Jesus, even though the Colts have the easiest remaining schedule.
Yes, but like I said,
Titans, Giants, Jaguars. John Taylor, don't drop the ball. We all gave the Colts a 5 last week.
I think I'm going to continue still keeping them at the 5 because, like I said, they are still a couple games ahead. But like I said, they got to hope that people collapse. They got to win out, which is not a good spot, and you got to hope that the Chargers lose a game. There's 2 games in a row at this point.
I think the Chargers have to lose all 3 games, right?
Yes. They are.
Unless the Colts somehow own the tiebreaker against the Chargers.
Yeah, basically, they're in a tough canoe ship right now.
Yeah, I'll keep them at a 5 because they have the easiest record remaining, but I don't see the Chargers losing out. Broncos. I'm pretty sure the Broncos should clinch a wild card here shortly if they haven't done already.
What did I give them last week?
We all gave the Colts a 5.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Broncos have not clinched the wild card.
Yeah, you're right. They have not.
Man.
Because the Chargers. Yeah, whatever.
Only the Minnesota Vikings have clinched the wild card.
This might be an unpopular opinion, but I think they got to be a 4.
What?
I don't like what this team does.
Yeah.
I don't think Broncos even Colts fans did not like what this team has done also.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it.
You're not feeling it. You're like, meh.
Yeah, I'm just not impressed, man. Anthony Richardson could develop, but he's not there yet. He's not. He has some fun moments.
Yeah, he had a fun moment, but that's it. But
yeah.
Speaking about fun moments, we're just talking about how the Colts can overcome. Is it the Broncos? No, it has to be the Chargers. All right, disregard that. Because now we're talking about the Broncos, who have the hardest remaining schedule.
Oh, yes. They got a really hard schedule right now. They got the Chargers, the Bengals, and the Chiefs.
The Colts can't overcome the Broncos. The Colts can only overcome the Chargers for the final wild card spot. But we're talking about the Broncos here.
Well, they will have the Chiefs at home, and they should have beat the Chiefs the first time if it wasn't for a block kick. The Chargers just got blown out at home by Baker Mayfield. And the Bengals don't have a defense. So, it's hard, but it's not undoable.
Right.
It's not like they have the Bills or the Ravens on there.
Yeah.
Or the Lions or the Eagles or the Vikings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
They're 6. I don't know.
Yeah. Denver Broncos, Bo Nix has done a really impressive to improve this Denver team. We did not think that they were going to make it this far. Let's be honest. You didn't think that they were going to do well. I didn't think they were going to do well. And they got a really tough schedule. That's the only tough part about it. But I still think the Denver Broncos will make the postseason. I think they will be traveling to whatever.
To Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Which is a team I can't wait to talk about, actually.
Yeah, those Pittsburghers. So I'm going to give them the 6 right now. Now, Christopher, what is your?
Yeah, I like what Doug said. Yeah, Chargers really fumbled that game up. They got dominated. Bengals have a terrible defense, so it's not as a hard schedule as I thought it was. So yeah, the Broncos could easily go 2-1, maybe even 3-0 to finish out the season. But yeah, you got a tough Steelers team. So yeah, 6 for the Broncos for sure.
Oh my God, we got a triple 6s right now for the Broncos.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Coming down to the final wire of the season, we're pretty much giving the teams all the same thing because, I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah, we're pretty locked into our seeding at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we're pretty much locked in.
I mean, the NFC obviously has a lot of movement coming down here at the end.
Yeah, because the NFC, they still have potentially, I mean, without the wild card, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams potentially still fighting for wild card positions, whereas the AFC only has 3.
I mean, and there's kind of even 3, maybe 4 teams that could still get the 1 seed. You know, I think the Packers could still technically sneak all the way up there.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not because they lost the head-to-head to the Lions and Eagles, so I disregard.
Yeah, you disregard all that right there.
But there's still 3 teams fighting for the 1 seed. Let's
still 3 teams.
And then the Cowboys are fighting for that 7th seed.
Yeah, all 1% of their chances still.
How dare all of you? How dare all?
So you guys know how you ended Tom Brady's career? Baker Mayfield's here to revenge that, and the Cowboys season.
How dare you? Dare all of you!
Dallas that week just so I can go be in attendance to see.
Boo! Boo this man! Boo this man!
I'll wait in 2.5 hours of traffic for that again, Stu.
Boo this man!
It'll be well worth it.
Anyway, Douglas, we got to talk about the Arizona Cardinals winning against a game against the New England Patriots, who was really great. They have Tom. Oh wait, this is not the Tom Brady team. This is actually this is the really bad team. Oh, with Drake May. Okay, yeah. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry, Spike. That beating them.
Did you have notes from 2019 before our podcast existed? What was
yes,
that?
I did. Yes, I did.
Before COVID.
Notes down to make sure. I was like, yeah. I was like, I'll invest in all my money in FTX stock exchange. I'm just saying. What's the worst that can happen?
You could become a partial owner of the Raiders, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, but anyway, we're going to start with Douglas. What is your thoughts about the Arizona Cardinals?
Oh, man, what a shame that they lost to the Seahawks twice. Like, this could have been their division. They choked in all the biggest moments. I think they're 7-7, and they're right there. Like, this feels like the ultimate 5 to me, where it's like, oh, you're so close, but yet you have no realistic chance of getting there.
But
you lose so many tiebreakers.
I'm just saying, we're gonna come back, and we're gonna win the Super Bowl.
I mean, I would like the Cardinals to win one. Like, let the Lions win one, and then the Cardinals can win it.
No. It should be the Cowboys win all of them, and then we just say dynasty.
Stu, I really hope that the Cowboys get eliminated soon. I want to do that eulogy.
Hopefully next week.
How dare all of you? I'm going to go.
So you can stop talking about how they could make the playoffs, then hoist Lombardi and win the Super Bowl.
Hoist Lombardi with Cooper Rush and Rico Dowdle.
Rico Dowdle is going to get us into the promised land.
Yes, dude, he's great. He's no Saquon. He's no Jahmyr Gibbs. I'll tell you that.
Anyway, I'm going to give the Cardinals the 5. I think this team's a mid. Is this team going to make the postseason? Probably not. Is this team going to make it far in the postseason? They did make it. Probably not. So I feel like that this team is very much a mid 5. And also, I should let you know they got a kind of easy schedule. They got to play against the Cardinals the Panthers next week. Then it's the Rams. That's a tough one. And then the 49ers.
I wouldn't say it kind of easy. It should be, they have a 33%. I mean, easy should be an easy win in Carolina against the Panthers. Rams, that's going to be a tough one because the Rams are in first place in their division. And then 49ers. The way the Cardinals are playing, who knows what they're going to do against the 49ers.
Wait. They have a 30.
Granted, that game's in Arizona, but yeah, we'll see. Cardinals. We all gave the Cardinals a 4 last week. Give them a 5 because
we bump them up, baby.
Yeah, I mean, they have a 13% chance of making the playoffs. They're going to be a team that's just going to miss it for sure.
Oh, okay.
What were we about to say, Douglas?
I was just wondering what you said, 13 or 33% chance?
Right now, based on NFL.com, they have a 13% chance of making it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in third place in your division, which is still for that division is good, but yeah, the Rams were in third place a couple weeks ago, and they already bumped up to first. Seahawks were in first place last week; they bumped down. Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean, all three of those teams have been in first at some point this season.
Yeah.
They all thought that they were going to run away with it.
Nope. Right. Everyone else is it's like hot potato. It's just like, hey, you want the NFC South division? No, you want the NFC South. No, you want
the NFC South. What about the NFC West?
Sorry, the West. I'm sorry. So the West was like, hey, you want the NFC West division title? No, you want the NFC West.
We should do a podcast edition. How the West was won, Stu.
How the West was a mess. Just saying.
Oh, yeah, that's fine too. Not as catchy, but
how dare all of you? All of you. You're all disappointments. And now, speaking of disappointments, we got to talk about Detroit Lions.
Stuart, let's not say that. Come on now.
I had to do it. I had to.
Last time I checked, Lions are still in first place in the entire conference of a football league.
I had to.
Dude, I respect the attempt at a troll. I mean, the Lions beat the Cowboys 47-9 or something like that. Like, whatever, that's fine. You can troll. You can have your moment.
How dare you?
Still, I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, the injuries suck. Honestly, I was telling people, and like I never want the Lions to lose, but I thought that they could use a humbling just to like, and like Dan Campbell agreed. I don't know if you saw his quote. It was something to the effect of, when you get too used to eating filet mignon every night, sometimes you need to be reminded of what moldy bread tastes like. Like, yep. Right now, the Lions got a little bit of taste of moldy bread, and they're going to be hungrier than ever. They're going to realize that they're vulnerable. They're going to come out hopefully firing on all cylinders and run the Bears out of their stadium. We'll see if they kind of play the Bears close. We'll see how it goes, how the defense looks. But he also said guys have a chance now to step up, man. I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs getting all the touches, that would be electric. I mean, that dude, he might be the best running back in football, but he just has been splitting the backfield all year. So it's like there's still a lot to like. They still control their own destiny. They own the tiebreakers over the Vikings and the Eagles at the moment. And they get the Eagles again at home. Or not the Eagles, the Vikings again at home. It's like they still have the best chance of the 1 seed. But it really stinks because, I mean, you don't want them to drop any further. Like, you still got to win the division, which sucks. Like, it'd be nice if the Eagles maybe lost to Seattle this week to give you an inch of breathing room here in the division race.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to drop them down to an 8 only because of the defensive injuries. Like, it started to catch up. The Lions were they were really close, man. Like, the way they kept fighting back, they were down 21 points in the second half. And they still made it at least a watchable game until the last whistle.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. And, like, honestly, if Amon-Ra and Jared Goff connect on that third down at the end of the first half, we're probably talking about a 21-21 game that has a completely different feel. But you have an Amon-Ra fumble and you have a not connection at the end of the first half. And that's the difference in this game. Is literally 2 plays. Like, either one of those plays go differently. That's 7 more points potentially for the Lions. Because Amon-Ra fumbles, they immediately go score. The Lions are looking from being down 7 to down 21 in about a 2-second, change there.
Yep.
So, I mean, they're still one of the best teams. Like, Goff had 500 yards and 5 touchdowns. I mean, if he would have won that game, he would be the MVP front runner potentially with that game. So, I mean, there's still a lot to like. Hopefully they can fill enough holes on their defense and just be unbelievably explosive on offense and still make it work.
Yeah, and I feel like for right now, the Lions, and I should have said it was a 48-42. The Lions do have an easy schedule sort of towards the end compared to the other teams. They got to play against the Bears, who are season's done at Chicago, and the 49ers, who are limping along. Then their tough opponent is the Vikings, depending if
it's a home game for the Lions against the Vikings. All right.
I mean, the Vikings are hot, man. I mean, that'll be a really close game. It was a close game in the first.
Yeah, but will they already clinch the division, and will it matter? That's the only problem.
I mean, it's a chance of that they won't. I mean, I don't know who the Vikings would lose to. I mean, the Vikings maybe lose to Seattle this weekend, but I don't know if I feel that one.
Yeah, so
I'm rooting for that one pretty hard because that'd be a great scenario.
So I think for right now, I'm feeling an 8. I just don't. I feel like they have to go down because they did lose a game. That being said, I still think this team is going to make the NFC Championship just like they did last year. I definitely feel still confident, even with all these injuries reports. I mean,
a lot of guys are coming back right around the first week of the playoffs. Like if they can get that bye, man, they get a few more people healthy. Like you kind of like their odds. I mean, granted, they've lost 2 games that have both been at home this year. Like they're kind of take pride in being road warriors. So it's like, even if they don't get the 1 seed, like it's not the end of the world. Like they went on a hot run last year in a wild cards, they won the division, but they went on a run last year. And you kind of think that they could do it this year just with how good they are on the road and how dominant their offensive line is. But to be determined. To be determined.
And now, Christopher, it's your thoughts. What is your thoughts?
Just because they lost 1 game, man, you guys really downtrodden them. I was going to keep them at
there's a lot of Lions fans that are like, the season's over.
I mean, no, they're not saying the season's over.
Yeah, nobody's saying that. So, I mean, they lost to the best player on the planet.
Like, yeah, right.
I mean, Josh Allen was amazing. Like
I'm gonna keep them at a 9. And the reason I see the Packers, who are a 6 seed, beating the Buccaneers. So that means it'd be the Lions if they hold on the 1 seed. It'd be the Lions versus Packers in Detroit. But I would feel the Lions would win that game, and then it'd be the Lions versus the Eagles. So yeah, keep them at a 9, even though you guys disagree with me.
I mean, I still see the path. I just see it's like hopefully some dudes get healthy. That's all.
Yeah, a little bit more bumpy road now with all those injuries.
Yeah, those injuries are about to be.
But yeah, like Doug said, Jared Goff, 494 passing yards, 6 yards shy of a 500-yard passing game. If he would have won that game, he would have been in better contention of winning the MVP compared to Josh Allen. But yeah, like Doug said just a bit ago, Josh Allen, best player in the world right now, NFL-wise or football-wise.
Like the way that he can extend plays, bro, then like he just was hitting strikes on the run. Like some of his throws, my jaw dropped, man. Like some of his like on the run, over the shoulder, just the dude's unbelievable. I mean, the Lions didn't do any favors, but like, wow, Josh Allen was unreal that game.
Yes. And speaking of the teams that just look dominant right now, I guess I'll go first. Josh Allen was just dominant in this game. My God. I mean, granted, the box score says it was close, but it was like, there's at one point they were like way ahead at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So I will give them a lot of, they were ahead 21-1 in the third quarter.
21-1? Wow, how does the score?
I'm sorry, 21-0.
No, they're up like 34-14, and then the Lions kind of pushed back, man.
Yeah, they pushed back a little bit.
And that was a good test for the Lions, too, to see if they could score in different ways that they weren't comfortable with. And you know what? They did.
They did it. And I'm feeling right now, I feel like that this Lions team.
What about the Bills team?
All right, Bills. I am not going delirium right now. Or am I? But the Bills team, I feel like, is still I'm thinking about 8, 9, 8, 9, 8, 9. I feel like I'm going to put them in the 8 for right now. I think this team still looks good. They still look legit. They could make that Super Bowl. I just don't feel as confident. Can this team not choke in the postseason? Can Josh Allen not be a choke artist?
Yeah, and we all gave him an 8 last week, and man, this is a team I'm giving a 9 because you have the MVP right now. Let's be honest, Josh Allen should be winning the MVP. Man, he's playing lights out, and I feel like this is the Bills' year to make the playoffs and not choke. I could probably hit myself in the back in a couple weeks when they do choke, but right now the way Josh Allen's playing, like Doug said, the way he extends plays, and like I've seen, he's been distributing the ball. James Cook, great running back. Like Josh Allen doesn't need top names on his roster to have an excelling team, and he's making Khalil Shakir look amazing. He's making other players look great, and when you have a player that has a great making a team great, that's the MVP right there. So yeah, It's not about the MVP. It's about the team. And he's making the team look great. So, yeah, give him a 9 right now because I hope the Bills make the playoffs. I hope this past Sunday at 4:25 was a preview for the Super Bowl because I would love that.
I don't because I think the Lions could beat the Chiefs.
Oh, okay. All right. Bias.
No, but yeah, that'd be an amazing Super Bowl. I'm really torn because my reason from where I might be leaning more 8 is just because back-to-back weeks giving up 40 points. Like, I don't know if you can expect literal perfection from Josh Allen every week. Like, that's what he's given you right now for the last month. Can he do it in the playoffs? Probably. I mean, he was amazing. But, man. I'm with you, Chris. I'll go 9. I like 9. Like, I think that they've been the best team in the AFC. Like, I mean, they have the one clunker loss to the Ravens that looks pretty bad, but, like, they look like the best team in the league. I mean, granted, they just lost to the Rams, but, like, Josh Allen is so good that he can make up for a lot.
I think he can make up for a lot, and that's why I do feel like I'm confident with the Buffalo Bills. Will they make the Super Bowl? I don't know. To be determined. That's the only question.
Mm-hmm.
And now we are going into the triple-double headers of lots of good of the second half games. Also, I should let you know, the Bills have the easiest schedule of any team in the NFL. They got to play against Patriots, Jets, Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. That's super easy.
I mean, and that's where, like, they might be able to get that 1 seed too. Because, I mean, if the Chiefs lose to the Texans and then they lose to the Steelers, Bills won the 1. That'd be amazing.
Yes, and we'll see how it goes right over here. And now we got another game right now. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers curb stomping them LA Chargers right there. It was not even a close game. I thought this was going to be a good game. Turns out it was not a good game. 40-17 right now. So we're going to start right now with myself. How do I feel about the Chargers right now? They got, like I said, Baker Mayfield should have probably put the flag on the Charger Stadium right now. And then the Chargers fans are going to be like, wait a minute, I thought this is the LA Stadium. Oh, you don't get that joke, Chris?
Was it a joke directed towards me? Sorry, Stu. No?
Yeah, I was trying to say because the Chargers have the same stadium as the Rams.
Yeah, good for them. It looked pretty full.
Okay, all right. Okay.
I'm just saying, I don't know what. Boo. Okay. Boo. Boo all of you. Anyway, how do I feel about the Chargers? I mean, granted, they did lose badly to the Buccaneers, but I think this Buccaneers team looks legit and not a mid team. They kind of have an easy soft schedule. They got the Broncos next, the Patriots next, and the Raiders next.
Okay.
Yeah, soft.
So they should win 2, if not 3.
Yeah.
That game against the Broncos will be interesting. I think that's a Thursday nighter here this week. Yeah, Thursday night, Broncos in LA against the Chargers. That's going to be a good decider.
Broncos country, let's ride, baby, versus
Hold up, Jim.
Hold up, baby. Anyway, they would be playing against the Buffalo Bills. They're not beating the Buffalo Bills. It's a 6 for right now.
Yeah, I mean, Chargers, I spoke about it earlier. Chargers would have to lose out in order for the Colts to make the playoffs. And then, yeah, you said they're playing the Bills as a 7 seed versus a 2 seed. We just talked about the Bills. Bills might make the 1 seed, but right now, 7 versus 2. Josh Allen's on fire. Chargers at a 6.
All righty.
Yeah, I mean, I'll keep it simple. They're a 6. I mean, they don't feel like a real threat to like many teams in the playoffs, but like they still should be there.
They still should be there. It's very much an interesting one right here.
Especially because they lost by 23 points. Yeah, not a huge threat by any means.
I know. And now we got the Baker Mayfield, where Christopher Campbell is like, wait a minute, can we look at the contract so we can keep Baker right now?
Who's Christopher Campbell? Who's that guy?
Oh, I'm sorry, Christopher Campbell. That's a different person. I'm going delirious. Delirium.
Is that a mixture between me and Dan Campbell or something like that?
Yes, Christopher. Yeah, there's another person named Chris. I'm just going crazy. Christopher Theodore.
That's me.
What are your thoughts about? I'm sorry. Okay.
Last week we gave all the Buccaneers a 6. I mean,
Now, they did decisively win this game.
Decisively for sure.
They did. They are the number 1 seed by 1 in this AFC South of a turd burglar.
The turd burglars. Let's see here. Cowboys should be a win. Panthers should be a win. Saints should be a win. If the Buccaneers do win out, they hoist that NFC South division, and then they would probably secure the 3 seed in the playoffs, going against right now the Packers. Man, those Packers, they're a tough team. Man, what did the Packers do this past week? Oh, they beat the Seahawks on the road.
We'll talk about that when they play.
Yeah. Keep the Buccaneers at a 6. If they're playing the Packers, even though it should be a home game, Packers are looking good. So 6 for the Buccaneers with Baker Mayfield at the helm.
Wow, you have no faith in the Buccaneers? Just saying.
I mean, I have faith, but man, any team could win that NFC South. The Falcons could easily step up. And I like what Mike Evans is doing. He's been back for the past 4 weeks. Mike Evans has been great. And Baker Mayfield, he just threw for 4 touchdowns this past week or something like that. So yeah, Baker Mayfield, if he had a better record with a team that was top of the NFC, they might be talking about him being the MVP. But it's unfortunate that their team's 8-6. Because otherwise, like I said, Baker Mayfield could be the MVP.
It was such a shame how banged up they were, because this could probably easily be a team that we're talking about with the Packers. Like I think I'm going to give them a 7.
Ooh.
I like them at home versus the Packers. Like, the Packers are good, but there's something sussy about the Packers that I can't quite sniff out yet. They had a good win this week, but
are you just because
I like Baker's swagger, man. He's going to be ending seasons, a lot of seasons this year.
I think I'm actually it's actually kind of funny. Strong Opinion Sports. I don't know what's happening right now. But the Strong Opinion Sports actually said the same thing that Douglas was saying. They feel like, I think people underestimate Baker. Baker's been he's been balling right now in this season.
How tall is Baker Mayfield, Stu?
6'1", 6'2".
Taller than I am.
Taller than all of us.
How dare you? How dare all of you? We got to get.
I'm missing in those old Brown commercials. Do you remember them in like the commercials, like where it's like in the Brown Stadium and stuff? Like,
yeah. Don't you miss
Baker
him?
used to be the face of Cleveland. What a shame.
Don't you miss him, Fyodor?
Man, I was waiting for that question to be asked. Of course, I miss him, Stu.
Anytime.
But Baker, he has been very well.
Chris, who do you miss more? Do you miss Baker Mayfield or Kyle McCord?
Do I miss Joe Flacco more? Or do I miss Baker Mayfield? I miss Baker Mayfield more.
That's
Kyle McCord going away. He went to Syracuse, right?
Probably could have beaten.
There was a list of top quotes from college, and the top one was the Syracuse coach saying, I should get Ryan Day a glass of champagne.
Or a bottle.
Oh, man.
How dare all you? How dare all you? But anyway, I guess I'll go back to the Buccaneers right now. Baker is balling right now. He's looking amazing. It is pretty impressive that he decisively beat a playoff team. Granted, it's the Chargers, but that is still impressive right now. I feel, Mike Evans is doing really great. I mean, granted, he's not better than Matt Evans.
Matt Evans, baby.
Let's go, Matt Evans. But anyway.
For all of our viewers during one fantasy football draft, Stuart's like, I'm going to pick Matt Evans. And he drafted Mike Evans. He got a little confusion there, but it's all right.
I think
that's the inside joke.
Now for about 5 years.
Yes. And it's still a joke. And I still will say Matt Evans is doing great as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer.
Absolutely.
How funny if that would be funny if if the Buccaneers did draft a Matt Evans.
I don't even know if there's a Matt Evans available for someone to draft.
Wouldn't that be kind of hilarious? LOL, hilarious.
That'd be pretty confusing. I hope they don't wear the same number.
Yeah.
One's gonna be the same. One's like one number off, just to confuse. But honestly, I feel like the only thing is Baker's been balling. Am I feeling more? Can they beat the Packers? Or can they not beat the Packers? Packers, no Packers. It is at home. I do feel like that's Packers. I'm going with Doug. I'm giving them the 7.
Boom.
Boom.
I mean, in all reality, they would be playing the Packers at home. and they just beat a playoff team, the Chargers, at home. So
At away, mind you.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was in Los Angeles. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
I mean, granted, we could say it was at home because it is in LA. It is a Chargers game. Just saying, there's always a way. No matter what, there's 17 away games for the Chargers. Just saying.
Yeah, I'm curious what. I mean, dude, I think the Chargers are missing J.K. Dobbins quite a bit.
Yeah,
they haven't been able to run the ball without my buddy J.K.
Unfortunately, they were like, JK, we can't do it. But
LOL.
LOL. And now we got the Pittsburgh Steelers losing to the Philadelphia Eagles in the Battle of Pennsylvania. And I cannot have nice things because they lost 13-27. This was kind of, besides that one fumble, that was the only memorable moment for the Steelers. So we'll start with you, Christopher. What is your thoughts on the Pittsburgh Steelers?
I mean, man, didn't really pay much attention to that game as I should have. I was paying more attention to the Bills-Lions game. Let's see. I mean, we gave the Broncos a solid 6 because right now it'd be the Broncos playing in Pittsburgh. I think that game might have been a fluke. Like I said, I wasn't paying attention to it unless it was complete out hustle by the Eagles compared to the Steelers. Maybe the road game affected the Steelers more than anything. I'm going to give the Steelers a 7, not an 8, because obviously I gave the Chiefs and the Bills an 8 or a 9. So, yeah, Steelers beating the Broncos right now if it would be the current seeding.
Yes. Broncos country, you lose.
Yeah. I mean,
Steelers country, let's weld.
I like the logic. I mean, I have a bad feeling that they're not going to win the division here, and it's going to kind of end maybe more where we all thought it would with like
the Ravens.
Yeah, like the Ravens. I think they play at the Ravens here soon, and
still
play the Chiefs. They still play the Chiefs and the Ravens.
Yeah, one game in Baltimore, and then they got to play a home game against the Chiefs.
And
they got to play against
and then they finish the season at home against the Bengals. Ooh,
yes, I mean that's a rough 3-game stretch, so they could potentially lose all of them, man.
Yes, yeah, I think Steelers. That might be the toughest schedule remaining.
Yeah, that's up there. Like, I mean, I'm gonna give them the 7 just based on current market. Like, I think, but like, this could be a team that plummets here towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
Well, because if they switch that up, if the Ravens win, switch things with the Steelers, then it'd be the Steelers playing in Houston. That'd be interesting.
That'd be a good game, yeah.
It would be a good game. It would be very interesting. But
I would still give the Steelers a 7. I don't think the Houston's going to make it past the first round.
No, I don't
like last year.
No, I don't think Houston's going to make it. Yeah. What happened last year, Christopher?
Yeah, well, that was last year, not this year. They beat the.
What round did the Cowboys lose to the Packers? Was that the same weekend? I think that was the same day, wasn't it?
That's right, Stuart. It was almost like the same margin too. They got embarrassed. Same margin as the Browns lost.
Why does everyone got to troll me? Damn it!
We're not trolling you, Stuart. You bring up the same thing. Identical scenario.
Yes, I was just defending Chris.
Yeah. We should also let you know, gentlemen, that the Pittsburgh Steelers will be making the postseason. So no matter what, we will have the Yinzers happy that they get to play, that the Steelers get to play in week 2. In January.
Yeah.
So I'm going to think.
Oh, Stu, we can't see the slideshow anymore.
Oh, you can't.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, we just lost a slideshow. Sorry, I just went crazy a little bit. Sorry.
Right.
We have some technical difficulties, gentlemen.
Amateur hour.
There we go.
Amateur hour. I'm going delirious, but that's okay because I'm going to give them the 7. I think they can beat the Broncos, but I don't know if they can go past that. Steelers are looking good right now. We will see how. And I will say, I'm going to drink some Yinzers afterwards. Yinzers and Iron City beers. Now, why does the Eagles win another game? Why do I have to live in a world where the Eagles are looking legit?
Well, Stu, probably because they're one of the best 4 or 5 teams in the NFL this year.
Yeah, not just the NFC, in the entire league.
Mm-hmm.
Get over it, Stu. Get over it.
Yeah.
I can't get over it.
We're talking facts here, not opinions.
Why?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Dude, I hope that the Cowboys beat the Eagles. I really do. I really
That'd be good because then I'll be like, Eagles are frauds. Eagles are frauds.
Not even for that, just because I'm a Lions fan. Like I need these teams to stumble. It's nothing
But
to do with the
I will
Cowboys.
say for the Eagles, they do have an easy schedule towards the end. They got to play against.
I think the
Commanders.
Eagles might have one of the easiest schedules remaining. I mean, you got the Command. No, I'm just kidding.
Commanders, that's going to be a tough one. Cowboys would be a tough one.
Ooh. It's at home, so it's in the city of brotherly love. And then the Giants. All right, I'll finish the sentence there.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy schedule.
Yeah, and we all gave the Eagles an 8 last week. So sure, I think we'll start with you because that's your favorite team.
Yeah, the Eagles. I'm contemplating. I'm like, they did look good. This is a good Steelers game. Now, can they beat? Can they go? Do I feel confident enough to put them at the 9? I don't want to do that. I feel like they're scrappy like the Lions, but can they beat the Lions? I got to give them the 8 for right now. I don't know. I just still feel 50-50 on that one.
Yeah, that game's a coin flip, man.
That's a coin flip, and I don't feel confident that the Eagles can do that. I only going to give the 9s to I feel confident that they will make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we all gave the Eagles an 8 last week. I'm gonna give them an 8 because, I mean, I gave the Lions a 9 when we were talking about 5 or 10 minutes ago. Man, there's another team that's climbing up for the 8 spot too, the Vikings. But yeah, Eagles, they might have secured the spot as the best team. Keyword might, keyword possibly. Best team in the NFC, if not the entire league. But yeah, 8, solid 8 right now.
All righty.
ESPN's power rankings had them jump up to number 1. And you can make a case for it. I mean, it's probably a coin flip and it might depend on who can get this 1 seed, because Lions have a little bit of a harder schedule, but they own the head-to-head, or they own the tiebreaker. So, this might just be whoever gets the 1 seed should be the 9, but for now, I'm going to give them the 8 as well.
Thank God no one gave them a 9.
Wait till next week, Stu.
No!
If they can beat the Commanders and win out.
Oh, let me do this. I'm going delirious, and I cannot let the Eagles get 9s.
There'll be no bias in this podcast, so deal with it.
Sad. I'll just go in the corner. Anyway, now we got the Sunday night football game, which actually kind of was more of a blowout, to be honest with you, where the Green Bay Packers beat up on them Seattle Seahawks 30-13. I guess we'll start with you, Christopher. What is your thoughts on the Seattle Seahawks, who are now not in? Yeah, they had a loss. That was not a good. That was not a good win. That was a bad.
Well, it wasn't even a win. It was a loss by 17,
right?
Ugly
loss.
30-13, man.
Yeah, it was not even a close game. It was
now the Seahawks are out of the playoff contention. Well, not out of contention, but they're second place in the NFC West.
They're 1 game
Let's
behind.
see. They have Seahawks. They have a 30th highest percentage chance of still making the playoffs amongst the teams that could possibly make it in.
Yeah, and they got a tough murder row of schedules. They got the Vikings. I mean, the Bears is an easy one.
Yeah, Vikings, Bears, Rams.
Yeah.
Oh. I feel like it's a loss against the Vikings, win against the Bears, toss up against the Rams. It's in LA, so they'll probably lose. I don't see the Seahawks making the playoffs. I was confident about them a few weeks ago, even last week. So I'm gonna give the Seahawks a 5. They're gonna be they're gonna be the toughest 5 team remaining. So yeah, 5 for the Seahawks.
Yes. Now Douglas is now your
especially they lost by 17 at home. That should have been against the Packers.
It should have been a fun game. In all honesty, it's kind of a big letdown.
Yeah,
that's why. Well, they don't own it. I think they lose the tiebreakers. I just don't have confidence in this team. They've been given some chances and they just haven't taken advantage. So
yeah. So you're thinking of 5?
Mm-hmm.
5 for $5 foot long. Yes. Yeah, this was a big letdown of a game. I mean, plus you lost at home against the Packers. I mean, the Packers are a good team, but you should be a good team also. You should be decisive. I'm seeing a lot of collapses. I don't know. I'm just feeling very collapsy right now with the Seattle Seahawks. I feel like they're going to be in the same spot as last year where they just barely miss it out again. I just don't feel confident right now in the Seattle Seahawks right now. I mean, I do think they can. I don't think they're going to beat the Vikings, and I don't think they're going to beat the Rams. So I think they're going to be in the 5, and I think we're going to have their eulogies in the next 3 weeks. That's my prediction. That's my prediction. The Seattle Seahawks. Mark that down. I will put $5 on that.
Wait, in how many weeks? Next week? 2 weeks? What?
In the next 3 weeks.
Okay, well, the next 3 weeks, the season's over in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And so, I mean,
proclamation there, Stu.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of eulogies.
I think that's the same thing as me and Chris saying they're not going to make the playoffs.
So you're telling me that right now we have 9 teams eliminated, and now we're going to do 9 eulogies before the end of the season? What?
If that's what you're telling me, Stu, I'll believe you.
All right. Yes. We'll see how that goes. And now we got the 2 clunkers of the Monday Night Football games. My God, this was very much a clunker. It was like the battle of which games was not that impressive right now. We had the Minnesota Vikings beating up on the Chicago Bears 12-30. Honestly, the Bears actually got eliminated before this game started. So I'm going to start with myself on what do I think about the Minnesota Vikings. They won a game. It was a very good game. They do got to play against Tampa Bay. I don't think they're going to beat Tampa Bay. They did beat against a mediocre Bears team. I'm not gonna lie. You beat them by 18. That's not really saying much. This Bears team is not that good. I'm just feeling a 6 for right now for this team.
Ooh, man, let's see. What did we give the Vikings last week? Yeah, we all gave the Vikings a 7 last week. And you're going with us.
You dropped them down after a win still?
What?
Wow.
You're dropping them after a win.
I don't think they can beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
They wouldn't be playing the Buccaneers.
I think they'd be playing the Rams right now.
No, I believe they'd be playing.
Yeah, you did say that you thought the Rams would beat them again.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because they beat them by 10 earlier in the season.
Yeah, you're consistent.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The Rams. I'm sorry.
That's why sometimes teams play each other twice in the season for redemption.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Vikings are looking hot. Man, they won that. Obviously, yeah, it was against the Bears. Whoop-de-doo. But, I mean, let's see. What was the score? It's a blowout, right?
Yeah, it was
18-12.
13-30, basically.
13-12.
I'm sorry, 12-30.
The first half of the game was pretty boring, and then they opened up in the fourth quarter. Yeah, I feel like, even though, Stuart, you said the Rams beat the Vikings early in the season by 10, give the Vikings a 7 for me.
Oh, wow.
So we've broken the rules a few times here on the podcast, but man.
I feel like rules can be broken.
I'm going to give them a 7 too. I can't give a team that has a real legitimate shot at the 1 seed still a 6.
All right, fine. But I'm just saying. Yeah. I feel like I don't think they can beat the Rams. I'm just saying. I feel like that, in my opinion, we have opinions, but my opinion is still correct. So
who do the Vikings play next week? Let's see.
They got to play against the Seattle Seahawks.
And then they might have one of the toughest.
They got a murder's row of a tough opponent. They got the Vikings. They got the Seahawks. They got the Packers. They got the Lions in Detroit.
Hopefully they lose one of those, and the Lions maybe win the division, take the 2 seed. We'll see.
Yeah, and it's going to depend if, like I said, if the Lions don't have another loss and is for that final week, or are they fighting for that NFC North division at this point?
Yeah, we'll see.
We could have an opinion where Dan Campbell's like, no, we're going to have the whole starters start. If you think about it,
probably will if it's a divisional championship game, of course.
Yeah,
and the 1 seed's on the line.
1 seed is on the line.
I don't think there's any chance that the Lions rest anybody. In all honesty,
you don't think so?
Well, I mean, I don't see where there'd be any benefit in it. It's like you have the Eagles and the Vikings, and the Eagles aren't going to really lose again. So you're kind of in you need to win out probably to win the 1 seed right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that is probably true on that one. And now we got the final greatest game of all time. The Falcons. And greatest game, I mean, oh my God, this game, I did not even watch this game because this game was terrible.
Yeah, that game was absolute. I mean, it wasn't absolutely garbage, but for a primetime game, it was not exciting.
Yeah, I think, why do we do this double header like Monday Night Football game?
No, I love when the NFL does a doubleheader on Monday nights.
But I want a good doubleheader.
You have another game to tune into.
Yeah, I did not watch this game because it's like, what's the point in the Falcons? Congratulations, Falcons. You beat the Raiders by 9. 15-9. Congratulations. It took you how many weeks? So it took you 1, 2, 3, 4.
To do what?
5 weeks.
Oh, to win?
Yes.
Yeah, because they have a 4-game losing streak. Yeah, you're right.
They played so bad in a win that their starting quarterback got benched.
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't even notice that Will Penix, he was in. Wow, holy moly.
Yeah. My God.
Well, he's gonna be a starting quarterback moving forward. Oh,
yeah. I mean, the crazy part is it's still a team with like a legitimate playoff shot, you know?
Yeah, and they're gonna have a rookie being the star. Yeah, man, that's interesting right there.
Yeah. So Douglas, you got to start with what's your thoughts about the Falcons right now?
I mean, I think they made the right move. I mean, Kirk Cousins has 1 touchdown and like 9 interceptions in his last 5 games. Something just atrocious. I mean, you can't have him out there. I mean, this is a bad Raiders team. I don't think Max Crosby was playing. Oh, man. I mean, they got to be a 5 just because of the fact that they technically all they need is a Buccaneers loss to really sneak into the playoffs there. But, like, my gosh, I don't want this team in the playoffs.
No, I want this team in the playoffs. I want this team. Who would you rather want in the playoffs, the Cowboys or the Falcons?
The Falcons.
I don't want hands down.
Yeah. Sir, we don't want the Cowboys in the playoffs. Are you kidding me right now?
I was going to say, it's more to do with the fan base, too. It's not even about the actual matchups.
How dare all of you?
No, sir, we're being truthful. Like, why would you want the Cowboys in the playoffs with Dak Prescott, who he wouldn't be back for the playoffs, more than likely? And no.
Yeah, but that just, If this was like the college football thing, then maybe we could say, oh, the Cowboys have the eye test or something stupid and get them in there. This is the NFL where tiebreakers actually mean something, and the Cowboys ain't making it, Stu.
How dare all you?
This is what friends do, Stu. They're honest with each other.
That's right.
Let it go. It's hurting. It's affecting you.
No.
Stop.
No. I will never let this go, Douglas. We're going to the Super Bowl. Anyway, for the Falcons right now, they do have an easy schedule. They got to play against the Giants, the Commanders. Commanders, that might be a tough one. I think they're going to lose the Commanders, and then they got to play against the Panthers. So 2 teams that are eliminated, but let's be honest. I'm going to keep it in the 5. This team is not going to make the postseason, let's be honest. And you're already switching quarterbacks right now. Like, there's no way.
Wow, Stuart, you bumped the Falcons up because last week you gave them a 4. Doug and I gave them a 5. I'm gonna give them a 5. I mean, like, who do the Falcons play the rest of their season? They got the Giants, Commanders, Panthers. 2 out of 3 should be wins. Oh man, yeah, keep them at a 5. I feel like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers should clinch the division here in the next 2 weeks. Say easy 5 for the Falcons.
It is an easy 5 indeed. And now, gentlemen, we got an important thing right now. We got to get our wagers of the week.
Weekly wagers.
What to watch for.
Yeah. Like I said, unfortunately, nobody got the correct answer on which team got eliminated. It was technically the Giants, or maybe we were technically right. Me and Chris were right that the Patriots got eliminated early. And Douglas was wrong.
Yeah, I'm sure we could probably just erase that stuff from the score sheet, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I guess
we're all done with that stuff.
Yeah, we're all done with that stuff. We just don't know who's going to get fired right now. And now we got some important news.
So what was the $5? That was Cowboys versus Panthers. So Doug, you lost $5 on that. Wasn't there another wager though that Doug kind of like evened out?
Well, I won the Colts versus Texans one, so those 2 cancel out.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
The Texans officially won the division with 3 weeks to go.
All right. So you can eliminate that first row, Stuart, Colt, and then because that cancels out with Stuart winning $5 for the Cowboys Panthers. So I know we talked about it earlier, but I kind of forgot. Do we doing any $5 wagers. Oh, that's right. The Cowboys and Buccaneers. Stuart, how confident are you with the Cowboys winning at home?
Or not? Stuart said $1 worth of confidence.
Oh, okay, I'm not doing that then.
Okay. My delusional cowboyness is going to say we're winning all the games and we're heading to the Super Bowl.
No, I threw you guys a bone with the Michigan one. I tried to give you guys a free $5. Okay, that's the least you can do for us.
No, if Stuart's not confident, I'm not going to wager with him.
I think I'm going to pick the Chiefs going to beat the Texans.
Oh yeah, I'll take that bet. Stu, why not?
Let's do it.
All right. I'm going to stay out of that one.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoy it. I mean, I'm out of the fantasy football playoffs. I got nothing to root for here other than the Lions. Still, I'll take on your things.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm going to say it. Let's do it. I just have a feeling that the Chiefs somehow are going to Chiefs themselves to another win because we can't have.
I mean, with how many times it's happened, you're probably right.
Yeah, because we can't have nice things in this world. I've realized that. Do you have any other bets, Christopher?
I'm not doing any bets this week. You're not confident with the Cowboys. I respect that, and I'm not touching that Chiefs Texans games because Chiefs gonna walk away with a win, and I wouldn't even put money on the Browns Bengals game because I know the Bengals are gonna swipe and wipe against.
I'll put all of my money, $20 on the Bengals winning this game.
Yeah, I would too, sir. I would put a lot more money than $20 on the Bengals to win that game. Absolutely.
I want to do a parlay where I get $5 back. That's how much confident I am. I'm just saying. And now we got our stock buying of the week, where Douglas decided to go all in on the Panthers, and he lost.
Oh man,
he has to go to the corner right now and be like, "We'll stockpile."
Dude, you know my favorite country song is?
What? I Got Friends in Lonely Places?
No. Not from Texas. What was I thinking, Stu? That's what it is. What in the world was I thinking on this one?
You just wanted to troll? Did you just
I think honestly, Stu, I think the troll took over on this one.
Don't let the troll do it.
I was so close to flipping this to like doing mostly 49ers, and I would still have a chance if I had $20 left. But I think I'm gonna wave the white flag. There's no way I can come back with only $8 and like.
Hey, you never know. So
you never know. So you're now at $8.
So, because the 49ers did not move. They're still at $4 current market value.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I guess just I won't change anything. If they happen to do something, then cool.
And like I said, so Theodore, you got some money out of this.
Yeah, so the Bengals are now at 5. So I got $45.
Woohoo! $45. And then guess who got the steal? It was me and the Ravens.
Sure, it's not a steal. I walked away with more money than you did. Because look, I had 9 shares.
Nobody picked the Ravens. Just saying.
But sir, I had 9 shares for the Bengals.
Nobody picked the Bengals either, Stu.
Yeah, sir. So, sir, look, watch, sir. You had $7 for the Ravens. Well, now they're at 7. So now you have $28. I walked away with more. So who had the real steal there?
Okay, fine. All right.
All right. So sir, put $7 for the Ravens, just so we're clear right now. But
yeah, and also I forgot about the
put five for the Bengals.
Luckily, you got saved.
Even though the Bengals are not gonna make the playoffs, I think I might keep all 9 shares with the Bengals.
Wow.
Yeah, I might just play it safe. Because I don't see them losing.
Oh yeah. Wow. You do not see them losing.
And like if they don't lose, they're gonna stay at 5. So yeah.
That's a good question. Do I put some money on the Ravens?
So if anything, yeah, you're trying to gain some ground here. You're down by $17 to me.
I honestly think they can beat the Steelers. I think they can beat the Steelers on Saturday. So I'm
probably them an 8 though.
But would they be? Oh no.
It would be smart because it would keep them at a 7, but if they continue to win, then they could possibly go up to an 8. But
there's not a lot of there's a lot of clunker games, and there's a
we're reaching a spot in the season where the stocks really aren't moving too much.
No, we're in like it's like the World Series of Poker where there's like 10 people left and the game kind of gets halted and it's like boring.
I mean, if anything, Eagles, Commanders, Eagles can move up from an 8 to a 9 because we gave the Eagles an 8. But
all right, Douglas, what are you gonna do?
I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna.
Yeah. Doug did say he's gonna stay.
You're staying.
I'm staying too. What do I do with $8, Stu? I mean, you know what, Stu? You know what? Give me one share of the Lions. I'll die in my Lions.
Woo! The Lions got to play.
So if they happen to go up, then there's no room for growth here except for maybe gaining $1, and we're okay with that.
You're okay with that right now?
Yeah, we're waving the white towels, Stu. I mean, I'm down. What is that? $37 with 3 weeks to go. I'm not winning this thing.
The lesson we learned, gentlemen, is to never troll. Don't ever troll.
What, Stu? I would say that, but I don't regret it. It was still funny.
I'm not regretting that. I'm just saying.
I mean, even if I would have flipped it, I mean, I'd have $20 and I'd be halfway to Chris's. I'd still be down by 25 if I flipped my decision. So it's I just made bad choices.
I'm not moving away from the Bengals. Like I said, I'm going to play it safe. I don't see them losing to the Browns, but they probably won't move up to 6. If they somehow move up to 6, that's not going to happen. But yeah, keep the Bengals at 5 or at 9 shares for me.
All right. And so that is it for this week.
Oh, sir, you're going to keep the Ravens? All right, nice.
I'm keeping the Ravens. I'm going to keep the Ravens. I just feel like the Ravens, I feel like that might be my move. I'm hoping that they can get an 8, and we'll see how it goes.
Ooh, let's go.
Let's see. Just maybe they might get a good spot. And now, gentlemen, we got done with NFL. I'm thinking a couple days. Let's do some college football recaps for the preseason, for the college football playoffs.
Not for the preseason, but for the postseason.
Postseason?
Playoffs?
Yeah, playoffs. Yeah, it's the postseason. So we're talking about playoffs here. That's the postseason.
Oh.
Not the preseason. The season's not even over yet.
Yeah, the season's not even over, but preview of the playoffs. So we get to decide who we feel like is going to happen. And then also next week, we got to talk about some stocks, some NFL things for week 16 of the NFL. Any
thoughts for going into week 16, gentlemen?
Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl, baby.
Oh, God. That's my final thought. Oh, God, if you keep talking about the Cowboys.
Oh, my goodness, dude. I don't know how this friendship happened with Cowboys, Buckeyes. This is unbelievable.
My final thought, I cannot wait until Sunday night when the Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield plants his flag on that.
He's not going to do that. That's not going to happen. Not going to happen. It's going to be Cowboys season. We're about to win this.
Dude, oh my God. And that's going to be like when they get eliminated from the playoffs, Sunday night football. Unfreaking believable.
Yeah, so if the Cowboys lose, are they going to be eliminated from the playoffs finally?
No,
I think so.
I mean, they got to be close.
Yeah, I mean, if they lose, they'll be 4 games out. Well, 3.5 games out, depending on what Commanders do of the division. For the wild card, they'll be. Let's see, they're 6-8. Yeah, they would be. It depends on what the Rams do, but yeah, they might be out. Yeah, we might be doing a eulogy next week for the Cowboys, boys. Woo!
Let's go. That's what you're gonna do. That's what you're gonna do when I went in the eulogy. You're gonna plant the flag. But anyway, so we're about this NFL week.
Those were our thoughts. Go Buccaneers.
Yeah, that's about it, man. Hopefully the Lions can hold on.
All right. Like I said, we'll see. We'll see everybody later because, as always, I'll catch you later, Mr. Gator. So take care. Bye-bye.